you were putting people in body bags, right?
There was a tractor trailer that was cooled sitting over by the Henry Hood Center that was overflow for the morgue. I would drive by it. When I go home, I'd go out that way. I'd go past the Henry Hood Center. There's a tractor trailer that's hooked up to the hospital so the air conditioning can keep the bodies inside cold before they can go to the funeral home until there's enough room at the funeral home for them to go there.
Really, this was the closest thing to a war zone that we've ever seen, right? A tractor trailer full of overflow bodies, and we tend to, you know, I think become numb to that.
Sure.
And it's just like, man, imagine a world where we supported the heck out of each other in that situation. And that's going to make me transition to, I have one more question. I'm going to transition to some of the positives, right? So I have to ask this, right? There's so many positives that come from what you do, right? You save so many people's lives. You guys do such great work, but how do you go from losing somebody, a patient at work, to going home, turning it off, and being there as a normal person for your wife and your kids? Like, how do you do that every day?
It's hard, really hard. Everybody kind of does their own different things. I can, in the beginning, I was just so focused on work that I was working at home, and I'd open my laptop and continue to work at home and make connections with other hospital and institutions. And as the ECMO coordinator, I connected with, I actually assisted in helping other Pennsylvania hospitals, New Jersey and Maryland. We would actually get on a call every week, and then it was every 2 weeks that we would discuss the best way to take care of these patients. And I was a part of like leadership for that. I was doing other things while I was going home. So every day I would do that routine that we kind of discussed, and go home and try to click it off. Exercise. I just keep going, walk right past my car and go up the hill, right? Run up the hill and run back down it. I kind of talked about in the 5 days in May where, during the pandemic, nobody was allowed in the hospital. So usually if someone dies in the hospital, their family's there, right? It was just us. There was no families. Nobody came into the hospital to see their family member die. I think right in the beginning, maybe a couple months in, 5 or 6 months in, we got these like iPads, right, from leadership. And it was so like family members could FaceTime with their, just to make a connection. Well, basically, the only way we were using them in the ICU was for families to say goodbye. Goodbye meaning we would have discussions with them and say they're not going to live. We can't do anything else for them. They're going to die. They're on life support. As soon as we turn off life support, they will die. So I can remember there was a patient that I was helping take care of that we were going to, we were going to take them off life support. And then we had a plan, like 11 o'clock, we were going to have the meeting. And I had like the iPad next to the guy's head, and the wife was there, and she was, and then like the kids got on, and the kids are saying goodbye, right, to their dad. Dad, love you. Daddy, hey, and the wife just like hysterical. And I'm the one that was telling the wife, like, help him make the medical decisions. Like, he's not going to live. He's going to die. We can't do anything else for him. And that one, when the kids came on and they're like, bye, Dad, love you, right? I'll see you later. Love you, Daddy. And I like hit a button on the ventilator and hit a button on the ECMO machine, and that's it. And we clean them up, put them in a bag, and take them down to the refrigerator outside until there's enough room in the morgue.
I don't think any of us can relate, right? I don't think any of us can relate, but I'll tell you one thing, man, I'm super proud of you because we need you, right? We need people like this to take care of our community. And I don't think we can ever support what you're doing and what doctors and nurses and staff in the hospital do every single day. People who've listened to our previous podcast know how many times somebody saved my life. So my passion comes out in this podcast because I've been that patient who didn't want anybody to leave my room.